air, bro. Let me stop.
Okay, we're recording, and I say, hello, and welcome to the Come Up. My name is Nick, and I am super excited about my guest. This get another Omaha person. Like, Omaha is filled with incredible Black people. I didn't know that was going to be the goal of season 2, but apparently that's what season 2 is about.
That's right.
This is an incredible artist in Omaha. He does things I can't do, which is draw. But he's also an incredible mind in many other ways. So I'm excited to chat with him. Alex Bridgman, aka Alex B Illustrations. What? How are you?
I'm good, man. How you doing, Nick?
You know, I'm present. I'm here in the world.
That's all you can be, though. You got to laugh to keep from crying. That's what I always say.
That's like the Black motto, but like it hasn't been more
Black
true.
People are funny.
We're hilarious.
Crazy. We're crazy. Hilarious Black people are therapists in a lot of different ways, and comedy is one of them. Like, I can make myself feel better with a joke, but I can make y'all feel better.
So much better.
You know, like,
and sometimes at my own expense.
Sometimes that be the therapy. Like, damn, I got to put myself like out on front real quick. I can't live yet.
Oh man. So Alex, you've been Black your entire life.
Hell yeah.
What a journey.
Being Black is weird because being Black is weird. Being Black is weird. It's not normal. It's not like everybody else. It's not the same music. It's not the same clothes. This is my 7-year-old self talking to other kids in my school right now. This is not present day. Right. We're all cognizant of this right now. But when you're a kid and you're Black and you're not, quote, same, whatever that means, because none of the kids were the same, but they felt a oneness with each other. And if you were the Black kid who was like the weird one, then you knew that you weren't normal. And
right.
For me, it was never like, I'm not. Some people that takes them into like a self-loathing, it takes them to a dark place. I knew somebody like that where he met us in community college and he told us, before I met you guys, I didn't like being Black. You know what I mean? But for me, maybe it was because in North Omaha, everybody is Black. I didn't have the luxury to be like, oh, I'm not Black, because white people didn't like me either.
Right. That's the thing though, is that like the weirdest thing about being a Black kid, like one, it is weird off bat because we're in this place where people look at us like we're weird. But two, like as a Black kid that is then categorized as weird, which I feel like you and I both landed in that category. It's like,
and we didn't choose it.
Where do I go? Right. Like, it's like, what do I do?
No, you can't sit here.
Why?
Why? I would love to tell an awful story about something that happened to me in 7th grade, but yo, you're fine. I forgive you, white girl. But you didn't have to talk to me like that.
Listen, call her out. Here on the Come Up,
Today's not the day for trauma.
Okay, great.
Today's the day for art and creativity.
Yes.
And being weird and being Black.
Listen, did your art and creativity come from being weird and Black, or is your art and creativity what made you weird and Black?
Oh, wow.
Right?
You're like a therapist.
I got a minor in philosophy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's like...
I could talk to you probably for like years. Probably.
Well, I thought that I was going to do psych. I was like, oh, psychology. Like, I love the brain and the way people think. That's cool. And then psychology was just like graphs, like, dude, like studies.
We have the same journey. I wanted to be a psychologist / therapist, but then I realized that what I consider good vibes, the planet may not consider good vibes. If I want to play, like what's like a song I consider good vibes? Like if I want to play R&B music, which is the most toxic genre of music, more toxic than hip hop, I would argue.
We got to unpack that. Why is R&B the most toxic genre?
R&B, because an R&B song is not good unless you refuse to take accountability for what you did. There's not a single R&B song. Well, there's a few, but there's not a lot of R&B songs that tell you what they did wrong. They definitely want to tell you why they got hurt, why they want you back, why they want you to stay. But what did you do? What you do though?
Wow.
Party Next Door is a great example. Party Next Door is a great example. He tells you that he's not going to take care of you or love you. Right. He has this line. He says, met you in Houston, New York or Atlanta, New York or Pennsylvania, something in the song. Pennsylvania or something?
Right, New York or Pennsylvania or something.
Come on.
Like we're on a whole region at this point. Like,
and the girls be in the audience, from Pennsylvania, in Pennsylvania. It was Pennsylvania. And it's like, yo. But I'm over here listening. I was like, speak, nigga, Pennsylvania. I don't know either. I don't know. She probably. And that's what R&B is. Like hip hop is toxic on the surface, but I think R&B is toxic in context. You know what I mean? Like hip hop can be like,
because a lot of hip hop, yes, as you're saying this, I'm like, my mind is like, because I mean, hip hop, yes, toxic on the surface, but really what hip hop is about is fuck what y'all think. I'm the shit. Mm-hmm. Like I'm gonna make money and be successful, or I'm about to do what I need to do for my. I mean, there really is a communal sense to hip hop of like. I mean, for a while there was. Now I don't really know what's happening anymore.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's real. But yeah, there's pillars of hip hop that have to do with that. You know, the art of storytelling, the art of braggadocio, the art of the come up story, and the art of self-loathing. You know, the songs of sadness and pain about our community and the ways that it makes us feel. And it's not always conscious. It doesn't always come out in a conscious way. But R&B is about what you did. It's not about what I did. It's about what you did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl who thought that I was the one. But what did you do, Michael?
Well, the kid's not my son. No matter what I did.
She was
just thinking. That was her.
Okay. All right.
I mean, and then you have hits like "It Wasn't Me" that just like go straight off the deep end of trust.
And he's not even playing. He don't even care. The crazy part, and the crazy part is really men out there who lie like that, who really like aren't intelligent enough to know like you gotta lay your cards down sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta be like, I lost. It wasn't me. It wasn't. I'm sorry.
Wow. That is
a tangent. I'm sorry.
Probably one of my favorite tangents that's ever happened in any conversation I've had in my entire life. Because the phrase R&B music is the most toxic music like genre is probably like I'm gonna like flash that across the bottom.
The next time you hear an R&B song, I want you to just dissect what it is they just said to you.
I mean, I love R&B, like, and I'm a very toxic human. Like, you know that meme that floats around that's like, hey, like, it's like a send the text messages like, you don't have to respond, but blah, blah, blah. Like, R&B has made a lot of us that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that is like, as you were saying that, like, because as you read that meme, you hear the beginning of an R&B song, like, because they're like, don't text back, but I miss you. Like, it's like
even the songs that are wholesome, you can like twist them in a toxic way. You know, like Sam, I like the way you look at me. You know, I like the time that we spend, baby. What we have come to be. I like it, girl. You too young, boy. You shouldn't even be dating. What you doing? Sammy, like 13 years old. You're not mature enough for this relationship.
Right. Or, I mean, even other side of the spectrum, Genuine's My Whole Life Has Changed. No, it hasn't. We all know it hasn't.
We need to play a drinking game where I don't drink, but we need to play a drinking game where we guess how many songs, R&B songs, people can put in the word change into their song. Because people love changing in R&B, but got follow-up albums. I don't get that. Because what's the content about then? You know?
Wow.
That makes no sense. No sense. But I love it. I love R&B. My favorite toxic artist right now is Brent Faiyaz.
I don't think I've listened to Brent Faiyaz.
Oh my God. Listen to his mixtape called Sonder.
Okay.
he was part of a group called Sonder Son. And this is like a 6-track EP.
Yes.
And I would sing some of it. I can sing, but I'm not going to sing on this podcast.
Okay.
Unprepared. Something you need to know about singers.
Thank you for letting us know. Thank you for letting us know.
Nobody has ever sang unprepared in the world. If you ever asked anybody, they said I can sing, and then you told them to sing a song, understand that they knew that you were going to ask.
They were ready. I mean, that's why you got to stay ready, Alex. You got to stay ready.
That's why I don't tell people I can sing.
Or actually, I usually hit them with like, that costs money.
Listen. I feel it. But no, let's just like go back to what we're talking about.
So the question that I asked was, did being the weird black kid make you and creative artist, or was your creative artistry make you the weird black kid?
I would say being the weird kid drew me to art. The only real story I have that could have sparked like any type of imagination or creativity, like not that kids aren't naturally so, but I like apparently was with my mom when Jurassic Park came out, like the premiere, which would make me like 3 or 4 years old. And she said that I was like hype. Like this was the most exciting thing that I had like ever seen. And in my mind was just like blown. And I just remember being a kid, I had this Jurassic Park brand. I don't know who made it. Maybe like Ty. Is that who makes those Beanie Babies? Ty.
Yes. Okay. I think you're right.
Maybe Ty made it. I don't know. But it was an orange Stegosaurus with electric blue spines. And it was like, everybody has like a comfort thing when they're a kid. Maybe it's not always a toy, but you had like,
I feel like I've seen this exact, like when you said that, my brain, I think I might have seen this toy.
It was like my toy. Dinosaurs are what taught me how to read, because my mom would buy me the dinosaur books. And if you ever have seen a dinosaur book, it always comes with not only the name of the dinosaur, but how you pronounce it. And so I got really good at reading words, just because dinosaur spellings always have like the strangest way of like reading them. But I think at that point, my fascination with just like learning became a thing, because dinosaurs is one of those chasms that's like a very low barrier for entry. You don't have to be like super expert on dinosaurs to love dinosaurs. Right. But if you want to dig in that, oh my God, you absolutely can go so deep into dinosaurs. And I think from that point forward, I was just fascinated by the things that were not happening around me. Like, what did this world look like before I was here? What would it be like if I was with them? Really like making my imagination a place and kind of becoming absent from the world, which is like a very dark way to think about that. But I don't know. I think as a kid, like that's essentially what I was doing. My internal monologue was taking the podium in my life, and it still very much does today. I think my thoughts are incredibly loud. And it can be helpful and it can be negative at the same time. But it's definitely what drew me to art in some form. But art for me started with competition. I'm a very competitive person. I would love to be a comedian because I respect the art of comedy so much. It's such an incredibly difficult and masterful craft to know an audience so intimately and you've never met them and you can make them laugh. You know what I mean? But I don't take jokes well. And when I am like bombing at a joke, and you can tell all over my face, like I'm not good. So I just don't got the stomach for comedy. So
I would love to do stand-up too, but I don't want the audience to feel bad about not laughing at me. Yeah. Like I know that I'm hilarious, and so if they didn't laugh, it would be their fault. And I don't want people to feel bad on their night out. It's not useful.
I would love to do an open mic comedy night, but I would not go in like improv. I would probably like prepare a routine
Oh yeah.
or something.
Well, and I feel like that's the thing is that like people I think people don't realize that comedy really is an art. Like you do have to write out a bit and figure out like what it is, what's your trajectory, what's the story you're telling, like what is that art? Like people
I think that's what I would be. I would be a storyteller comedian. I would like give you funny scenarios about my life and stuff like that. I don't have like setup comedy. I don't know how people do that. Like Dave Chappelle is incredible.
Oh, Dave Chappelle is.
I was like, I don't know where you would even start to write these routines, whether they're the ones now that are more like contemporary or the ones back then that really had like the hard hitting jokes. I was like, I don't know where he even started that joke from.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Dave is a genius.
You know,
I mean, and he just got his show name back. So the Chappelle show got back. He's gonna start doing it again. So this is great. I'm like, he's Dave. He's incredible. He was always going to be amazing. And like, he was one of the first people to start doing performances in the pandemic too, with his ranch in Ohio. Like, he's dope. Dave's dope.
Man. But just like to like circle back to it, like competition really was what it was for me. I was weird always, but the one thing everybody used to do was draw. I don't know why that is, but everybody used to draw. There's two things that happen in all Black schools, y'all. There was always the kid who was best at drawing. That was never me. There was the fastest kid in the school. I was the second fastest kid in the school. And there is the shortest kid in the school. And at my school, the shortest and the fastest kid in the school were the same person. And I was second place.
At my school too. And he was on house arrest.
Listen.
Yeah.
Wait, what grade were you in when you talking about this?
It was either 5th or 6th grade.
Bruh, I'm talking about 4th grade. I was like, he was on house arrest. How old was he? Oh my God.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Yeah, he was short, fast, and on house arrest.
Shit.
That's part of why he was on house arrest.
Yeah, man.
Those were the kids they made.
I guess so.
Anyway, I'm so sorry.
But no, it's cool. I feel it.
Remember when you were like, what's your rating? Like, I'm a little graphic. I don't know if I can come on the show. And I'm like, in elementary school, my classmate was on house arrest. Like, there are no rules here.
Man. Well, I don't know. Like, it's just like, it's a thing. It's a thing, you know, as somebody who's weird. People either like you or they don't. And as somebody who is the person on the end of that, you know immediately when people like you or don't like you.
Yep.
I remember I got dumped once and I was like, I mean, yeah. And she was like, I mean, you know, it's just so and so. I was like, no, I knew last week when you said that thing you said. That was like a hella weird thing to say. Why would you say that? Right. But then you waited a whole week. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm over it now. Do whatever you want. Like, you're just, when you're weird, you cut your own legs off before anybody can hurt you. Nobody can hurt you when you're weird, except you. You're the bully in your life when you're weird.
Oh, but it makes you really good. I mean, that's why we're such great artists, though. And one of the things that I love when we like get to talking about WandaVision on the League of Excellent Extraordinary Negroes is like the way in which you were speaking about the relationship between Wanda and Vision. Like, it takes being a weird kid that builds worlds in your mind that has lived in a different space to be able to like really understand character in that way, I think. And so like my outlet became, when I found theater, I was finally like, oh my God. And it wasn't even, it was this thing where it wasn't even, I just like started doing it. I didn't realize what I was doing. I was just like, this thing where I get to go and like pretend like I'm walking through Jello is dope. Like, these are my people. This is my world.
I feel
like,
you.
This is where I should be.
Let's just like get off of how I started drawing. The long story short, I was in math class. It was 4th grade math class. All the niggas in the class was drawing Pikachu, Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z shit.
Right.
And I was like, damn, I need to learn how to do that. I was drawing a Pikachu and this nigga was like dashing down the grass, right? And his tail was like flowing in the wind.
Yeah.
And all the kids around me who were like super good at drawing, were better at drawing than me, all looked and they were like, oh, that's pretty good. And I was like, word, word. And then it became about like, how close, how much can I catch up to like where they are. And I never learned long division. I swear to God, I have no idea how long division works because I mastered the art of practice in 4th grade is what I did.
Listen, it's okay. I've never used long division a day in my life.
Oh God, you don't use it.
I've never.
Especially because they try to get your ass to do mental math after that. They stop time to do mental math.
Remember in 3rd grade when they were like, you need to learn how to write in cursive because you're going to do it for the rest of your life.
Man,
and
I
then
loved cursive class.
I did, I loved
math.
writing cursive.
It was like, I'm hella good at this. You give me A's, I swear to God, I'm not doing anything. It doesn't feel like I'm doing anything.
Well, and it was something that even like, so I was a kid, like I could not draw. Like all the kids that you listed at the top of this, I was none of them. I couldn't draw, I wasn't fast, and I wasn't short. So I was just kind of like the like weird fat kid in the middle, right? Like that didn't have theater yet. So just like strange. So I couldn't draw. In fact, one of my most successful drawings was when I was in 1st grade. And I drew on the art table, this is my seat. No one else can sit here, like in like block letters. And then I had to clean all the tables in the art room and I got in trouble because you're not supposed to write that on tables.
Fuck y'all.
And so, and so I stopped. That was what crushed my dreams. No, just kidding. I was just never good at drawing. I was always, whenever we had to draw something in class, and my art teacher and I used to get in fights about this because she would like, I would write. We had this, I remember so vividly. We read this Anansi the Spider book, and then we had to draw a picture of Anansi and his kids. And so I drew these very basic, like circle, circle, 8. These are spiders.
Well,
these are smaller. And then I put thought bubbles. I put thought bubbles and like communication bubbles of like, this is what they're saying. And the teacher was like, now I'm a child. I just want like, this is elementary. The teacher was like, the art should speak for itself. And I was like, the art is speaking for itself in the bubbles. Like, and she was like, the art needs to speak for itself. And I was
I'm about to get so mad at whoever this.
Well, this is not for me then. This is not for me then.
I'm incredibly upset about that. I come from a person who's no natural talent, you know? Like I told you, it was competition that did it for me. I like being in 1st place. And so when it came to drawing, to have people who were more than peers, they were rivals. And I played Pokemon too. So rival was totally a thing. Right. I knew what it was. I knew what the theme of a rival was. And that's how I viewed them. I viewed them as people that I was in
healthy competition
with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that is how I came up. I really would love to be an art teacher if it paid more, because I am of the belief that anybody can draw. It is not a thing that you're born with. It is the art of seeing and translating. When you make a line on a sheet of paper, it is only a line. When I draw a lamp, it is made of lines. It is not any more complex or simple than that. And the art of drawing is about breaking your mind from what the world tells you is just understood and really dissecting it as a thing that you want to translate onto a page. It doesn't have to be all flowery like I just said it though. If you are 4 years old and you're trying to draw something, that is exactly what you're trying to do. You're trying to translate what it was in your head using lines only. Even if you color in a large area, it's all lines. It's all lines, brush strokes, same difference, you know what I mean? To say what it was that you wanted to say. And so often kids stop drawing because you're trying to reach this peak that doesn't exist. You know what I mean? You're trying to get to this point where your drawing looks like all the drawings that you wanted it to be. But drawing is amazing because if you don't throw those things away, if you keep a sketchbook of all your shitty, awful, ugly drawings, and and you start a second sketchbook, you will be amazed on sketchbook 3 what sketchbook 1 looks like. You'll be awestruck. Whether you started drawing today or whether you've been drawing as long as I have, I still am amazed when I look at my second to last sketchbook. It's the art of loving practice that makes a drawer. The same way it makes an actor, the same way it makes a writer. There's something about the process that you love, and that is where it is. But so many people are deterred from drawing, not because they don't like practice, but because they don't like being teased, you know? Yeah. And it's something that breaks my heart, because so many people want to tell me that I was born with this. I just do it. And I was like, no, I was a shitty drawer till about 9th, 10th grade. So that is 6-7 straight years of me drawing and not being personally satisfied with what I do.
Yeah. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Another scar just came up for me when I was in third grade.
Third gate. No, that's how they. Yep. Third gate.
I was in third grade. You know how you make the Valentine's Day box and everybody gets to put their like Valentine's cards in it.
You're about to hurt me.
So I made a Valentine's Day box, and it was a lion, and I was so proud of it. Like I worked on it all night. My mom helped me. Like she was like, "Oh, it looks so good."
Who was the lion for?
I think it was for me. Like I made this. I was like really like I made a lion. Like this is my lion. I'm so excited.
I thought you was gonna tell me a story about somebody who didn't like you, and I was like,
oh no. See, because I was also a weird black kid that couldn't draw, wasn't fast, and wasn't short.
And you wasn't shooting shots.
I was also gay, didn't know it, and so I just was like, right. So I'm like, here's me.
Damn.
Right, like just ruined.
That's tough.
Terrible life. It turned out pretty good though. It turned out pretty good.
See, that's the other thing about being black and being weird. There's levels to that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
There are.
But no matter what kind of weird, I think that's the thing that I love about the people that I surround myself with. I love people that aren't like me.
Yeah.
To an extent. You know, like Nick, you can kick it, but if you was red and not blue, then we might not be able to kick it. You know what I'm saying? We all got our boundaries. Those are mine. But I think as somebody who was weird, I didn't give a fuck if you was weird. And that's what weird people do. We flock together because we all are united in the fact that it doesn't feel good when those people talk about you or when those people talk about me. You know?
Yes.
But yeah, you get made fun of when you draw.
Yeah.
Because you can't draw.
Right.
You know?
Oh, and so yes. So this box I made. So I go into class. Everybody gives me the Valentine's, and then they're like, oh, this is so fitting. We're recording on Valentine's Day. What a world. Anyway. So this guy,
the how many year anniversary of this?
Well, it was 8th grade. I was 9, so this is the 20, like the 19. I don't know. I can't do math. Now you got me on the spot.
It's the perfect time to bring it up, though.
Right, exactly. Now people know I can't do math. Now you got me out here looking crazy in the streets.
None of us can do math.
I know, it's sad. Give me a calculator. Anyway, so no one knew what it was. Not a single person in the class could guess what it was.
Well, did they have guesses?
I mean,
having guesses is better than not being able to guess.
I don't know. I feel like I remember, this could be me inflating the situation, but I feel like them being like, what is it? Or like,
what is it?
Yeah.
Okay. America, let me tell you something. Stop asking artists, what is that? Stop, because it hurts. All right, it hurts our feelings. I can draw anything now. I learned in the last 6 months. I been like going hella hard into fundamentals. I can draw anything now, like anything. But the most hurtful thing in the world is to draw something anybody should know what it is. And your ass came and asked me what it was. What gives you the right? Mind your fucking business. What it is. Maybe I'm not done. Niggas love to ask you while you drawing something. What is that?
It ain't right. Listen, these are moments. These are the moments that are seared into me, which is why I stopped drawing. But it's okay. Like, it's okay though, because in my profession, I don't want to draw. Like, my art is charts. Like, I want to make you a nice Excel sheet. Like, that's what I want to do for you. Okay, question. Before we go.
Man, it's already over. We talked about one thing.
This is great. We talked about so much. This is great. This is wonderful. This is the beauty. This is the beauty of the come up.
Love it.
And now you're a friend of the show. This has always been a talk show. It's a talk show. I like to call it a talk show because I like to do cheesy talk show things. And I've always wanted a talk show. so I'm like, this is our friend of the show, Alex Bridgman.
If you had a talk show, tell me, I want to know 3 things. For one, who is your guest and what do they do?
Okay.
That's one question. 2, what is your graphic? You know? And 3, is the set amphitheater, or is it like a theater in the round, like you're like a televangelist, like everybody look at my body?
Great. So here's the format of the show that I have in my head. I specifically want daytime talk. I've always wanted daytime talk. I don't know why. I just love daytime talk. I think it's a great format. And I don't
go into a deep rabbit hole about the Maury shit that I did 2 weeks ago. YouTube thought I liked Maury, and I did. And so I just watched a lot of it.
Yes.
But keep going.
So did you ever see Chelsea Lately?
Yes.
So that is like the similar format that I want, where I'm like,
that's
great,
interesting.
Let me give a little conversation, tell you what I'm mad about today or what's making me feel good this morning. Let's go talk to my friends. I love rotating panels. I love rotating panels of people. So I would love like a series of personalities, but like between 12 and 15. And these people are also correspondents that do things on the street. Like we would have like I have like a nutritionist, and I have like an actor. I have like.
Do you want to do that? Would you like to do that?
Yes.
We can talk about that. Keep going with your pitch.
So that's what I do. And then I really want, I mean, much like I do with this show, like I feel like people don't understand what it means to be a working artist and what the working artist looks like. Like I love celebrities, whatever, they're cool. But like one of the things I don't like about daytime talk shows is that when they interview celebrities, it's very clear that they're staying on a strict path of like, here's what I can't ask you. And so one, I would want to ask celebrities the questions that I can't ask them, to get deeper into things, and let's not just talk about your project, whatever your project's going to happen. Let's talk about you, who is the person that is the artist that is doing the project. So humanizing artists is really important to me. So like lifting up artists from like around the country in small regions that are doing cool things, that are making cool things, connecting people in ways, and just like a bigger version of this is what I would like to do. My graphic, I don't know. The graphic that I have now, I literally said I was doing this, and someone, Elsie Bernadine, shout out, she texted me and was like, here's a graphic for your show. And I was like, oh. Then she found someone to make a design, and then it became bigger, and now it is what it is. But I've worked with someone, and we figure out what that looks like. What was my set?
Your set.
Amphitheater.
Yeah.
I like people to look at me and be able to see me like in the best way at all times. That's like part of my vain actor thing.
You want to talk to artists in like a Chelsea Lately style, but when you said daytime talk, my first question was, how toxic is it? But
very toxic.
Super, very toxic.
I mean, but it's only toxic because it's real. Like we're like, I'm gonna ask the question. Like we gonna have the conversation.
Okay.
Like we're not gonna talk around things. Like we're gonna talk about things in like a real way. And the people I'm gonna bring on are crazy. Like my panel is full of people that like are on my wavelength, like, and not people that I completely agree with all the time, but like one, I need to agree with you at like some level consistently, like, but
systematically we need to agree.
Exactly. Like there are some things that we just can't disagree on, like, and that's just what it is. But yes, we will continue this conversation. Listen, who knows what's coming up from me and Alex coming down the line. A lot of cool things. Alex, how do people see what you're working on?
If you want to find my artwork, go to my Instagram at AlexB_illustrations. I also have a website of my full portfolio at alexbillustrations.com. You would be surprised how surprised I was that domain name was not taken. Completely free. alexbillustrations.com. I was like, that's literally my name. I don't have to make up a new.
Right.
That's just it. Hella simple. alexbillustrations.com. I'm selling sweaters. I'm selling stickers. I'm selling posters. I'm making new stuff every day. Just trying to get my name out there into the industry. So
yes,
help me out, man.
He's dope. We're dope. You're dope. This is cool. Thank you so much for coming on. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time. That's always so weird. There's no one here.
That's true.